Hey, welcome back to the channel. Well, it's that time again. It's mountain painting time. I got a sketch right here, and just like always, I probably won't follow it, but I got one anyway. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for more future videos. Thanks for watching. All right, if you're ready to get started, I am too. I'm going to start in the sky as always. I'm going to take a little tiny bit of phthalo blue. It's hard to get a little bit of phthalo blue because, man, it's pretty strong. Blue's a strong color. Let's see how strong that is. I want it pretty light behind my mountains. This is typically what I do. I like it kind of light. I think it makes the mountains look a little better when there's brightness behind them. And I got liquid white on the top, and I got a strip down here. I got nothing on the mountains. I'm trying to do different scenes. You can see I got mountains behind mountains, and this down here, I haven't made my mind up what to do with it, to be honest with you. The problem a lot of times is not making your mountains look different or whatever, it's this. This is the part that seems to give me a problem. Because you got to come up with different stuff. You can't do the same old thing over and over and over and over and over. People will get bored of it, and you don't want that. So I try to come up with different stuff. You know, you always have water, and I mean, like this. This could be a stream, could be. But I'm thinking of making it maybe a walking path or something. I don't know. We'll just see how it develops. I'm using a little 1-inch brush. I'll mix this all up with a 2-inch here in a bit. I'm just trying to put some colors where I probably need it. Let me get a little Prussian blue, and I said a little in here. I got a big bunch in my brush. That's okay. I can use a lot of it up here. Yeah, I like it kind of light behind the mountains. Give me a 2-inch brush. Set this palette down here a minute. Make sure there's nothing on this brush. Even though you wash them, sometimes there's stuff left, and you don't want that. Start here in your white area. Start giving it the old X strokes. Start working your way up. Just like so. Might want to wipe it off every once in a while. Keep it clean. I always keep my paper towels as close as I can to me. These are right in front of me here. Yeah, I think a lot of people like mountains. I do too, man. I could do them all day long. I mean, they're for the fun to paint, to be quite honest. And I think this sky right here will work just fine. I ain't worried about no clouds. I think it's pretty good. Maybe I can bring this down a little more right here. Maybe a little more here. Kind of got to stand back and take a look at it. I got lights glaring from both sides. I have to turn my head a certain way to see it. Okay, let's get started with some mountains. All right, I got my stuff right here in front of me, so I'll turn around. I got 2 different mountain colors. These mountains are further back. They're going to get the lighter mountain color. These are in front. These are going to get the darker color. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And remember, these are dry. These do not have liquid white on them. And I do this for teaching because, and I've said this a million times, people have trouble getting their paint to break on these mountains if you paint at home. And the reason they have trouble is because they have liquid white on it. If you don't use the liquid white, your life will get easier, I promise. But these mountains do not have liquid white on them. It's not necessary. You don't have to use it. If it gives you problems, don't use it. No sense putting yourself through that. Man, I used to get so aggravated. Especially like now because I just did that mountain wrong. Actually, I can fix that. That's supposed to be a light color. I'm going to make this mountain in the front. I got to talking. This is supposed to be light. Yeah, I used to get so aggravated at these mountains. I mean, it took me forever until one day I just finally decided not to use liquid white just by some chance. I don't even know why I'd done it. And that was the answer to it all. That was the answer. Yeah, the mountains in the back are supposed to be the lighter color. I was talking, wasn't paying attention. I can fix that. I mean, that's not a problem. The only time you can't fix something is when your paint's set up and dry, and you can't fix anything. But until that happens, you can fix whatever you want. Yeah, this is a different kind of design I'm doing today, just for different, to be different. So we're not doing the same old stuff all the time. Take this all the way over here. I think I'm gonna have maybe a big pine tree. I don't know. I'm filling this out as I'm going. I think I'm gonna have a big pine tree here, and that's why I just left that spot kind of blank. I think this might be enough paint on here. I can probably just scrape this off. Probably no one will notice, right? Let's put some of this blue on here and see if it'll, yeah, that's okay. I'll just put this bluish, lighter color over that black I put on there. See, that's okay. Let me stand back and take a look at it here a minute. I guess that don't look too bad. Let me get me a 1-inch brush. Actually, I'm just going to use this same brush I did the sky with. I think it would be okay to use. And we're going to pull it out, and if I cover these mountains up in front, it's okay. It's no big deal. No big deal. Because I'm going to lose them anyway, I guarantee it. This is just a different, like I said, this is something different to see. Different style, different type of mountain scene. Actually, I thought of all pine trees with a path. Now, whether it works that way, I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. I might change my mind. I change my mind a lot. You have to, really. I mean, you just have to. Sometimes if something ain't working out, you got to change your mind. You can't just keep going and have something look crazy and you don't like it. I mean, there's just no point in it. If you don't like it, just stop and fix it. Change it. Plans are always subject to change. I always say that, and that is so true. That is so true. Yeah, since these mountains are dry, you have to kind of scrub them a little more, rub them in, use a little more paint. That's no big deal. Well, see, those don't look too bad. All right, let me get my knife. Now let's see if I can put the right collars where they're supposed to be this time. This is further back, these mountains. So we're going to use, I got some white and some brown mixed together. I put the brown in to dull the color because you don't want it bright because they're further back. So let's go ahead and start right here. We're just going to go ahead, start working on, I was holding my knife so light it almost fell in my hand. Go ahead and start working on some of this right here. And that probably needs a little bit right there. Like I said, keep your paper towels in front of you because see, you can just wipe your knife off with one hand, just like that. You got to make that sound too when you do it. I don't know how far to bring them down. I think that's good right there. Okay, I think that's far enough. Yeah, this brown gives it a nice color for faraway mountains. A nice dulling effect. Brown will dull just about any color. If you want it dulled. I'm just throwing this on. I'll have to go back like this right here. I think this could be tied into that a little better. This could probably come down to here. But then we got a straight line. We don't want straight lines. We'll go ahead and touch that like that. Okay, I'm still on the white and the brown. And you do barely touch these. I mean, I'm like I said, the knife almost fell out of my hand a minute ago. I am barely touching the canvas. Liquid white or no liquid white, that's what you got to do. Just barely touching it. I'm pretty much wiping my knife off every time because I'm picking up a lot of stuff. Picking up a lot of blue. Okay, let me take a look here a minute. Like I said, I don't know how high these bottom mountains are going to come up quite yet. But I think we might stop right there for a second. I am going to use this same color and I'm going to add some white to it. I'm going to give me a pile here to the side. And we're going to see how well we can see this. That might be okay right there. I might need to switch knives also. Oh yeah, you can see that. Let me switch my knives. I have a big knife, and this is my big knife. I got my little one right here. See, a little smaller to get into some of these harder to reach areas. I'll stand back, take a peek at it here. Make sure everything's going to plan. Make sure you can see it's getting a little dark right there. Let me put a little bit more white in this. I want you to be able to see it. I can see it, but I want you to see it. Let's see, yeah, it's a little lighter. Yeah, it's really fun to paint mountains. I mean, once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun. Ask anyone that does them. Because you get such a big result, really, for minimal work. I mean, it's not hard to do this once you figure out how to do it. And you get a massive result out of it. A little bit more white, I think. You got to keep adjusting your color sometimes. It's no problem. See, because that's a little dark right there. And I'm pretty sure you can see this. Let me stand back and take a look here. It don't look too bad. It don't look too bad at all. Almost wished I'd brought them on down and made. That's okay. Let's go ahead and do the next set of mountains. Like I said, we're just doing something different today. We'll see how it works. I'm going to use the darker color. And I'm going to start right here. Putting in some of this dark. And we're just going to keep doing this until we get it the way we want it. Crazy stretcher bars, always right in the way. Ah well. Just have to work with it, don't we? Yeah, this is a little smaller row of mountains in front of those. Figured it might give a different type of effect. And I'm sure it will. I'm sure it'll be a different effect, hopefully a good one. Let's see here. I think I want to come about down into here, I think. Okay, let's get us a brush. Let me move his painting. But I don't want to get paint on. My paper towels are starting to drag the floor. See, I'm into the liquid white here. See how nice it does look nice. I mean, I love the stuff. I really do. Good stuff. I use it in every painting, mainly for my skies. But man, it'll sure blend out some colors. And that is no joke. You want your colors blended, liquid white will do it. And we're doing this also to get rid of excess paint. Getting rid of excess paint. Scrape it off and then take your brush and pull it off. I'm keeping some clean, fresh towels right here in front of me. Wiping it off each and every time. To get rid of the excess paint. This paint is, this is oil paint, man. It really spreads. It spreads really nice. And as I said, I think over here we're going to have a big pine tree covered in this zone right here. So we are not worried about that zone. If you were worried, don't worry about it. Probably weren't worried, were you? Let me get me a clean brush. Make sure it's clean. It might be clean, boy, this thing is stiff. And I'm just going to go along the bottom here and just soften it a little. I don't necessarily want a misty effect, I just want it softer. You can see the lines in it. Just soften it up. Just soften it up a little bit, that's all we're doing. Okay. Now, step number 7. I don't know. It's time to do these right here. Now on these, I'm not going to put any brown in. I'm going to use straight white. Let me try to get me a clean towel. I think I'll put it right here. See my palette, I'm running out of spots. And believe it or not, this palette was kind of clean when I started. Let's start right here. Go ahead. I don't know how far to bring this over, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring it over as far as I think we might need it. I just don't know really right now. Wipe your knife off. Pull this out a little bit better. Let's go ahead and start here. I'll bring this on over to there. Keep my knife clean. Get my paper towels rolled out a little bit. We're just going to bring it. I really just don't know. Yeah, we'll just keep going. I'll figure it out here in a minute, I promise you. When you do some of these paintings on the fly, winging it like I do a lot of times, sometimes that's not a good thing. I just, paintings like this, you have to really use your imagination because they all look the same. If you want something to look different, you have to try and purposely make it look different. Otherwise, it's going to look like everybody else's mountains. And having said that, I do know a couple people that paint mountains a lot. And they just always look the same. And that's okay. As long as people don't mind to watch. But I try to do different stuff. I guess that's good. I hope it is, or I'm just wasting my time doing it. That would not be a good thing. Let's just keep going right here. I'll put some here. Probably need some there. Pull this white out a little bit more. Yeah, you just barely touch this stuff. Stand back and take a look here. I can already see that this probably, maybe, needs to come down a little more. I definitely don't like how that's coming down straight. Let's go ahead and tie this in. That looks better there. I'll tie that in. Stand back and look. Not too bad. Let's put some shadow on it and see what happens. I might be able to get by with using this light color. Let's do a test. Well, that don't look too bad, I don't think. Let me do Do a little more. Let me look at that a little bit better. You can definitely see that. Okay, switch knives again. Switch knives. Barely touch it. It's on the verge of being too light, but I think we might just work with it. Might as well try and work with it and see what kind of results we can get. Oh, it don't look too bad. This is a little lighter right here. Yeah, they don't have to be exactly the same. This is a mountain. This is nature. They're not all exactly the same color anyway. One shadow can be lighter than another one. That's perfectly fine. I might have a tree there too. I don't know. Okay. Stand back, take a look at it here. All right, well, I think what I might need to do before I go any further is go ahead and put some color down here. Like I said, I'm gonna try to just make us all pine trees with a path, something different. Let's see how it works. If I don't like it, guess what? I'm gonna wipe it all away. And I'm gonna start right here and I'm gonna start mixing up some colors. I always start furthest back, usually. Just gonna have my yellows, bright yellow. Start putting in some ochre, and then I'll take a 1-inch brush and I'll mix everything together. Start with some ochre. Pine trees will be covered most of this, but I gotta have something down. I can't just leave a canvas with nothing on it. Gotta have some kind of collar down. So this is what I'm doing. And I'll take my 1-inch brush and scrub it all in. I may even take some Prussian blue as we get closer here. If I had some crimson out, I'd put some alizarin crimson down here, but I don't have any out. I used it all a minute ago making these mountains. Okay, let me get a 1-inch brush and mix this up. Just make sure it's clean. It's not going to be clean for very long, I can tell you that. Let's go ahead and do this. Start at the top, don't start at the bottom. Don't start in that blue, that would be a bad thing. We'll start right up in here. Like I said, I may change my mind. I may start with this and I don't like it, and I'll put something else in. You just have to do that sometimes. I mean, you just have to. If you don't like it, change it. Or start over, one of the two. Set this right here. Try to hold my painting still. Because I did a painting something like this years ago, and I thought, it don't look too bad. That's something different. It can be dangerous doing something different because you just never know if people are going to like it or what the result's going to be. Okay, that's good for that. This is just base. This is just getting color on the canvas is all this is. Now, we take that brush I was using a minute ago, and we're going to start on our path. I'm going to get some ochre. And as I said, I'm just putting color down. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to switch brushes. That brush has too much green in it. I don't want a green path. I'm just marking it out basically. Putting a little brown in it. I'm going to mix it with some ochre to start with. Just mixing it up. Brown and ochre for right now. Now I'm going to switch to all brown. Because it's getting closer to us, it's going to be getting darker. Yeah, this is just our base color. Don't forget, this is not our final product. I'll go a little slower when it's when it's time to put the final touches to it. I'm just putting some kind of color down. Because you have to have something down here. Can't leave it white. Can't leave it blank. Okay, that's probably okay for the moment. We got our path defined, and that's okay. Well, let's see if what we can do about pine trees. I got a brush here. It's pretty beat up. It may not be the right kind of brush to start in the back because these are obviously smaller and going to get a little larger as they come toward us. Give me another paper towel here. But I might try it and just see how it works. Black and green. Sap green and black. This brush, I don't know, we'll see. I'm just going to kind of make some, they don't have to be pretty. This is far off. I'm not sure how this is all going to work, so we're just feeling our way through it. Yeah, we're just feeling our way through this. We're going to do it together, feel our way through. See, and I'll make them a little larger, at least that's my plan. I'm just throwing these in here for filler, so to speak. Okay, let me start over here, since I have this brush. And let's see, wait a minute, I just seen something here. I want this path to come around. Okay, it'll be hidden right there, should be. And I may have to take that corner off there, I don't like that corner. So we'll just kind of start right here. Like I said, I'm just feeling my way through this. We're going to feel our way through together. Okay. So far I don't know what to think. Let me get me a smaller, here's a little baby fan brush. Let's start making some bigger ones and see what kind of result we're getting here. I probably should start right here. I'll have to stand back and kind of keep an eye and see how this is developing, because I'm just not sure about it. I'll make this a little bigger. Put one right here. I'm just not sure my plan is going to work. I don't know. They're going to have to get bigger pretty quick. Start with one right here. I may have to darken some of this. I think it should have been a little darker. We're just feeling our way through. As I said, this is part of the curve. When you're experimenting with something new, it's just part of it. We don't have nothing to look at. Okay, let's start getting a little bigger. I'll try this side first, that way instead of doing them both at the same time, and if I don't like it, I'll just wipe it away. Let's go ahead and put a bigger one here. Black and sap green. Let's go ahead and put another one right here. Put some background stuff in there. How about one right here? Let's go ahead and do another one right there. If I have enough paint on my brush. Almost didn't, did I? Okay. Another one here. Hope this ain't boring you. Another one there. Sometimes people like the unedited versions, and this is unedited for sure. It don't get no more unedited than this. This is unedited. Maybe not a good thing today. I don't know. It depends on how these turn out. I may have to edit it later, but only because I don't want you to get so bored. Let's put a bigger one here. I'm going to bring it all the way. I'm going to say bring it all the way down, but maybe not. That might be good right there. Let me get that other brush back. It's a little bigger, and put a bigger one here on the corner. Let's see. I'm going to get into this paint. Let me scrape some of this off. Scrape some of that paint off and put one right here. Pretty good size, and bring it all the way down. Well, I mean, you know. Let's put some back here in the back. I don't think it looks horrible. Because once to highlight them, I mean, it'll look a lot better. I think it might be okay. Just for something different. I think we're gonna go for it. I think we're gonna keep it. Well, what I'm gonna do, I am gonna have to edit this. This is taking too long for you to watch. I'm just gonna do the same thing here as I just did here. Same thing, and I'll be right back. All right, I put these trees in here, and I've started putting my highlights on these trees. And let me show you how I do it here real quick. I always show you how to do this because, I mean, I like how it looks. And I think it's really important. I always try to show you what I think is the most important part. I'm just taking my cad yellow light. The sun's coming down this way. And I'm highlighting the right side of these trees. See, don't that look better than that? I mean, it really makes the tree stand out. And as I've said before, I'm not really the only one that does this on YouTube. I've seen other people do it, and I like it. I mean, it's just a good way to put some pop in your trees so they don't look so plain. We don't want stuff to look plain. We want it to look different in a good way. I always try to do different stuff. It's hard to find good ideas sometimes, to be honest. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can paint, but is it going to look good? Some things are a lot more difficult than others. You might be able to find a beautiful mountain scenery with a million flowers in it. But my gosh, how long is that going to take you to do, you know? You have to judge how much time you're going to spend on something. Especially if you work or something. I mean, I work 2 jobs actually. And then I do this. And it's hard for me to keep up, I'll be honest. I try to post a video every 3 days. I tried it every other day when I first started. That didn't last very long. I couldn't do it. Every 3 days is plenty for me, for what I do. But yeah, it's hard to find good stuff to paint. It really is. I have a difficult time with it. I'm always looking at pictures and images and seeing what all I can find. Well, sometimes I run across something good. Like I think it was my last video or the one before, where you was looking through a window. That was a really good picture. As soon as I seen that, I thought, yeah, this is a winner. But they're hard to find because you got to find different stuff. You don't want to paint the same things over and over. That's like this mountain painting right here. You know, I take a chance when because most mountain paintings have some type of water in it. But just for something different. You know, I do something like this, so I'm taking a chance on it not turning out well when you do something that's kind of odd. Well, not odd, but different. I mean, there's nothing odd about this, but it's different looking. There's always pine trees and cold elevations, and especially mountain paintings. But you see how this yellow pulls this tree out right here? Now you can see pretty much where it is. Whereas before it just blended in with the background. I'm gonna finish these up. This is all I'm doing right now. And I'm gonna come back and do something with this path. I don't like it. I'm gonna put some rocks in or something. I'm gonna do something with it. I'm just not sure yet. Well, folks, looks like that's it. I think it turned out pretty well. I think this is gonna be a tree farm. I'm gonna name it How to Paint a Tree Farm. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for more future videos. Thanks for watching.